Before we begin, viewer discretion is strongly advised. This week, a new name has emerged in the explosive trial of Sean Diddy Combs. Kid Cudi, born Scott Mescudi, is expected to take the stand. According to multiple news outlets, including Business Insider and People, Cudi will testify regarding a 2012 incident that has resurfaced in the federal courtroom, the alleged destruction of his car by arson. The incident, initially dismissed as a bizarre rumor, now plays a central role in the prosecution's case, alleging that Combs used fear and intimidation to control those around him. Prosecutors claim that after discovering a brief romantic relationship between Cudi and his then-girlfriend, Cassieventura, Combs made a violent threat. He would blow up Kid Cudi's car. Not long after, Cudi's car reportedly exploded in his driveway. In a 2023 interview, Kid Cudi confirmed the event happened but did not name the alleged perpetrator at the time. Now, in the wake of multiple lawsuits and a federal indictment against Diddy involving sex trafficking, racketeering, and coercion, that incident takes on new weight. Court filings and reports indicate that Cudi's testimony could offer direct insight into Combs' pattern of retaliatory behavior, using power, money, and fear to silence or punish those who crossed him. At the center of this new angle is Cassieventura, a former recording artist who had a long and controversial relationship with Combs. Cassie is now considered one of the central witnesses against him. Her civil lawsuit filed in 2023 was one of the first dominoes to fall, leading to multiple lawsuits and now a sweeping federal criminal trial. According to courtroom testimony and reporting by People, Cassie admitted to having a brief relationship with Kid Cudi around 2012. When Combs found out, he reportedly became enraged. Cassie claims that Diddy threatened to blow up Cudi's car. Ventura's mother, Regina Ventura, also testified that Diddy demanded $20,000 from her family as retribution for the relationship, money she took out via a home equity loan out of fear. Although the money was eventually returned, the implication was clear. Combs used financial pressure and emotional control to retaliate against anyone involved with Cassie. Prosecutors argue that this fits into a broader pattern of abuse, coercion, and intimidation that defines Combs' behavior behind the scenes. The incident in question, a luxury car allegedly destroyed by a Molotov cocktail in Cudi's driveway, was never officially tied to Combs until now. Cudi's testimony is expected to corroborate Cassie's story. Multiple outlets have reported that Cudi, while not initially involved in the trial, has agreed to testify in the wake of Cassie's revelations. In a public statement reported by Business Insider, Cudi acknowledged that his vehicle was destroyed under suspicious circumstances and that the timing aligned directly with the fallout from his connection to Cassie. Prosecutors argue that this incident is not just symbolic of Combs' alleged rage, but also proof that he acted on his threats. Witnesses close to the situation have alleged that the car explosion wasn't random. It came just days after Diddy reportedly confronted Cassie about her relationship with Cudi. Some sources have even claimed that a member of Diddy's inner circle was aware of the threat in advance. These details are now under review by investigators, who believe the act may have been part of a larger campaign of fear orchestrated by Combs. The significance of this event cannot be overstated. If prosecutors can establish a direct link between the threat and the destruction of the car, it would provide one of the most tangible, physical pieces of evidence of Diddy's alleged pattern of retaliation. Cudi, long considered a low-drama, private figure in the music world, carries a credibility that prosecutors are likely to leverage. Legal analysts have noted that this could be a game-changing moment in the case. It moves the conversation away from he said, she said dynamics and introduces forensic and testimonial alignment. If phone records, witness statements, or other corroborating evidence surface to support Cudi's claims, the defense may be forced into damage control on multiple fronts. Moreover, this incident ties Diddy's alleged intimidation not only to his romantic relationships, but to other celebrities, elevating it to a wider industry concern. It raises questions. Who else did Diddy threaten? Were there other acts of intimidation that were covered up or never reported? And if so, how deep does the silence go? Should Cudi testify under oath that Diddy made such a threat and that the car was indeed destroyed shortly thereafter, it could deal a massive blow to the defense's claim that Combs is the victim of false allegations and character assassination. With Cudi entering the courtroom, The prosecution adds a major celebrity voice that extends the scope of Diddy's alleged behavior beyond his inner circle. Up until now, the case is largely focused on allegations involving Cassie and other close associates. Kid Cudi brings a level of public credibility and detachment that could sway jurors who may be hesitant to trust testimonies solely from former partners. Furthermore, this line of testimony paints a much darker picture of Diddy, not just as an emotionally manipulative figure, but as someone allegedly willing to use violence to eliminate perceived threats. The car bombing incident, if verified under oath, could serve as a turning point in the case, converting speculation into hard evidence of intimidation tactics. The defense, according to reporting by People, has attempted to discredit Cassie's account by framing her as a disgruntled ex-partner seeking publicity or money. But with corroboration from someone as prominent and historically neutral as Cudi, that narrative begins to crumble. If jurors believe Cudi's account and connect it to the timeline in Cassie's story, it reinforces the idea that Combs maintained a network of control and fear that extended far beyond romantic entanglements. This testimony could redefine the trial stakes, elevating the case from a matter of personal misconduct to a blueprint of systemic abuse from a powerful public figure. Additionally, the presence of multiple unrelated witnesses like Cudi highlights a potential pattern of retaliation that prosecutors are eager to establish. The case may no longer hinge solely on Cassie's word. It is becoming a broader investigation into Diddy's influence, behavior, and the culture he cultivated. If proven, this could justify wider inquiries into past collaborators and further unravel what has been described by some insiders as an open secret in the entertainment world. Diddy's trial had become a cultural earthquake, shaking the foundations of music industry power, celebrity privilege, and institutional silence. As more high-profile witnesses are added to the docket, the prosecution continues to build a case that Diddy didn't just abuse his power, he weaponized it. What began as one-woman civil lawsuit has snowballed into a criminal investigation, uncovering a long-hidden world of manipulation and violence. Testimonies from people like Kid Cudi pull back the curtain not just on Diddy, but on the broader culture of silence that have protected influential men in Hollywood and the music industry for decades. And that's the next frontier, the ripple effect. If Diddy is found guilty or even publicly dismantled by testimony, this trial could spark a wave of exposure across the entertainment world. Executives, producers, and artists once shielded by money and status may now face renewed scrutiny. Already, rumors are circulating that more celebrities are preparing to speak out. Insiders have hinted that several others connected to Diddy's inner circle are under investigation. The walls of protection that once insulated the elite are beginning to crack. In fact, multiple legal analysts are now drawing comparisons to the Harvey Weinstein case, where the fall of one powerful figure created a cascade of accountability across the industry. Some journalists speculate this trial could open a Diddy Files era where other survivors, previously silenced by fear or NDAs, may finally come forward. The entertainment world is holding its breath. With every testimony, the stakes grow larger. This isn't just about what happened in private mansions or VIP parties. It's about a power structure being put on trial. The scope of this trial has already begun expanding. Reports suggest that federal investigators are looking into financial dealings, employee testimony, and years of potential cover-ups surrounding Combs' various businesses. There's growing speculation that other executives in his orbit may be subpoenaed, opening the door to testimony that could unravel more than just one man's legacy. More alarmingly, some in the industry are said to be lawyering up, not just for defense, but to prepare their own disclosures. Talent agents, bodyguards, former collaborators, some of whom were once allies of Combs, may now become key players in what is being framed as a watershed moment in entertainment accountability. This isn't just Diddy on trial. It's the culture of silence, power, and untouchability that has defined the upper echelons of Hollywood for too long. With Kid Cudi's testimony, the dominoes may just begin to fall. And for the first time, the world is watching and believing. This week may mark a turning point. And it all begins with Kid Cudi taking the stand.